positively sure that everything is kind of going and streaming and we're live. So just wait like 10 seconds. YouTube isn't super clear when you're actually fully 100%, you know, ready to go live on the internet. But I think we're good now. I think we're good. Okay, so hey everybody, my name is Befron TCG for the more formal version, and I'm generally speaking a Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh like card YouTuber, streamer. I usually do like physical cards and things like that, product reviews for your cardboard products, some play, you know, gameplay reviews and things like that of different decks. But today we're doing a live stream. So the last time I did a live stream was for Pokemon Blue. I was doing a Nuzlocke of Pokemon Blue, and that got really grindy. I was just spending like hours training a Caterpie, so I was like, this is dumb. I'm going to do something else. There are plenty of people who do Nuzlocke way better than I do, so I'm going to play the Pokemon trading card game. So this is the Pokemon trading card game. I believe it was the only trading card game for Pokemon ever made for any of like the consoles, at least in English. As you'll see, it's from 1998. In 1998, there were 3 Pokemon card sets available. There was Base Set, Jungle, and Fossil. That is it. And there was, you know, this ran on an old Game Boy Color. So that was it. There was no downloadable content, DLCs, any of that good stuff. So it had 3 sets, and that was all you got. You couldn't download more sets, more cards, anything like that. You had those 3 sets, and that is absolutely, positively everything in the whole game. So we're going to do a playthrough of that. I think this should be super interesting if you're like a recent player, you want to see how the game used to be played. You know, there was even different rules back with the older cards. The power level was a lot lower. If you don't play the card game, I still think this could be interesting to see some of the older cards. You get these like very old, like 8-bit, like low quality graphical like representations of these pretty cool looking cards. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in, play the game, and see how we do. Hopefully this is a good intro, like I said, to anybody who maybe wants to try to play the game. Like any good game, it starts out with putting in your name, and we are Befron. Only allows for 6 characters in this thing because the memories on these old games were so small. You can read these little like intro things, so you can only have, you know, room for just a little bit of text for even something like a name. So anyway, you know, if you like what you see here on the channel, as I scroll through this, please go like check out my other content, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a little comment in the chat. Let me say something so everybody you know, can see what's there, and we'll go ahead and get started with this. So, you know, they'll give you some intro. You can read the intro. I'm not gonna kind of read this live, but yeah, so hopefully you're all enjoying this very retro gameplay experience so far. Again, like, subscribe, put a comment down in the chats. Let me know when you started playing Pokemon or started collecting Pokemon too, anything like that. You know, so oops. So I think this first thing is where they give you a tutorial of the different concepts of the game. So I could go through this. I accidentally clicked on the energy, so they're teaching me about how energies work. But I'm going to say nothing to ask. We're just going to go ahead and play through. Is that all? Yes, I'm sure. I'm a Pokemon card game expert. I don't need any of your tutoring, Dr. Mason. So let's go ahead and jump into the game and see how we do for our first ever Pokemon card battle. There's a lot of text. There's an instruction bullet. There's a practice game. So normally you shuffle your deck when you start, but since this is a practice duel, you don't shuffle your deck. You draw 7 cards, and let's see how I do. So first, I'm gonna teach you through the rules. So draw 7 cards, and then you put your basic Pokemon on your. You put 1 active, like you would in a Pokemon battle, and then you would put up to another 5 on your bench, just like you can carry 6 Pokemon with you in the game. We're gonna put the Staryu out live, and we're going to put the Goldeen on our bench. Oops, did I not? I thought I clicked on the Staryu. I'm kind of only half paying attention. This intro battle doesn't matter do too much. I think they kind of like tell you what you have to do. When you have no Pokemon to put on your bench, press the B button to continue. So there's the B button, and then it takes us to setup. They're only playing with 2 prizes here. Prizes, every time you knock out an opponent's Pokemon, you take a prize. And then when you take all of your prizes, you win. So normally 6 prizes, but they're playing a quicker, like, intro version of the battle. And so it's just less prizes. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, so they're gonna teach you kind of the rules of this game. Some of these are like the rules of the Pokemon card game. Some are just how to play the game with the controls, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do, so it's a Goldeen versus Machop. Maybe some of you remember this Goldeen from the Jungle set. We're gonna go into our hand, put the water energy on Goldeen so we can use its Horn Attack, I think it's called. Horn Attack, wow, I remembered that right. And we're gonna use Horn Attack and do 10 damage to Machop. Now, Machop is gonna come back and hit us for 20 damage, which will be quite painful. Machop is actually one of the best cards in the game because it could come out with 1 energy and just hit for 20 damage. The other Pokemon that could do that was Hitmonchan, also a very good card. Okay, so now my Goldeen is going to get knocked out, so let's evolve it, Dr. Mason says. So evolving, all evolving is in evolving means you literally just place the evolution onto the basic Pokemon. So it's not like there's no like leveling up in this game. So I'm going to just take this Seeking in my hand and put it right on the Goldeen, and then it becomes Seeking, and then we can attach any energy to it. I'm going to attach the Psychic energy. Why? Because I can attack with Waterfall, which needs a water energy, and that little star symbol next to it means I can use any energy. So I use a water energy and a Psychic energy, and then I can do 30 damage to Machop, which is pretty big deal. All right, so he puts a Rattata on the bench, putting a Fighting energy on the Rattata, and then he's going to low kick me again. So yeah, low kick is a pretty good attack. You know, just being able to do 20 damage with 1 energy is quite good. Yeah. Okay, so he's going to give me more instructions. So my Seeking has 2 attacks, one that needs 1 energy and the second one that needs 2. We already have 2 energy on the Seeking, so there's really no point in attaching more energy to it. So I'm going to attach my next energy, and I think this is basically what this guy Dr. Mason is explaining. I'm going to attach my next energy to the Staryu. And again, I'm going to go through the game a lot faster once, I think once we've played through a few battles. I'm going to use Waterfall, because why not? I'll go through this a lot faster, but I think this instruction game, they're going to, they try to teach you how to play the game, so you have to play it a little bit slower. But yeah, so that's how to play the game. So that's why every pack that you get of Pokemon cards comes with energies, because they're so essential to the game. You need energies to do anything in the Pokemon card game. So let's see how we do in this first battle. Ooh, a Drowsy. Okay. So I'm going to put the Drowsy on the bench. See how we do. And so put the Drowsy on the bench. I think my hand is just water energies and that full heal, but we'll do a 30. What? Oh, was I supposed to? I think it said I'm supposed to place Drowsy on the bench, and then I have to attach a water energy to it. We could do that. We're not really going to use that Drowsy, I don't think. But we'll see. 30 damage. Pretty nice. He's just doing 20 damage to me at a time. Bite 20. Yikes. So we got our Seeking knocked out. I forget if we're supposed to win or lose this. I think it's pretty much a set thing that you have to do. So, Drowsy and Staryu is my choice. I don't know if they mention this, but I'm pretty sure Raticate is resistant to Psychic. So if you put Drowsy out, So yeah, if you put Drowsy out, the resistance of Raticate will make it do like no damage. So we'll use a Slap again, a very good 20 damage attack. However, Staryu only has 40 HP. Machop is good because it do 20 damage and has 50 HP. And then I think as I was saying, Hitmonchan does it for 20 damage with a single energy and has 70 HP. So very good. Anyway, so he goes into low kick. This is getting dangerous because I just took 20 damage there. But then we just drew the potion before. Okay, recover Staryu with a trainer potion. Yes, we know. Touch and water energy to Staryu. So what they're building up for, if you notice, that Staryu only has this one attack called Slap. So you're saying, which only costs 1 energy, as you can see there, and we already attached 2 energies to it. You might ask yourself, like, why do we keep attaching energies to Staryu if he already has more than enough energies to use his one attack? It's because they're kind of like reading into the game. They put a Starmie in this deck, so the Staryu evolves into Starmie, and Starmie has an attack that costs 3 energy. And so, like, we haven't seen the card, but the card is coming, and probably this like next turn we're going to draw it, and then we're going to do 30 damage to the Machop, and we're going to knock it out, take our last prize, and win the game. So let's see. Did I get it right? That's a Starmie. Wow, how did I know? It's almost like I've played this game before. Well, it's pretty interesting that I could kind of see it coming, even if I didn't like remember it. I could see this coming. So we're going to attack with Star Freeze. That's the attack. We're going to play it on to Staryu. It evolves into Starmie with 60 HP. Star Freeze. I think this little star over here to the right, way over to the right, just even to the right of that 20, means that it has a coin flip effect. So paralysis. Machop is paralyzed. Paralysis means they cannot attack or retreat during their next turn. So, you know, Machop will not be able to attack me for 20, and it doesn't really matter at this point because I'm going to knock him out of the next turn. So he's cured of paralysis, and then the paralysis comes off between turns. So it's, you know, for those maybe who know Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon is probably the simplest of all the trading card games. So there's like everything kind of happens in a very clear order. Like when it's my turn, I'm playing all my cards, and when it's your turn, you play all your cards. In like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, it's a lot more interactive, right? So even during my turn, like you can be playing cards, and then during your turn, I can be playing cards that are like, you know, you play them during each other's turn. In Pokemon, it's like you take your turn, play all your stuff, then I take my turn, play all my stuff. You take your turn, you know, so it's a lot more straightforward. So all these things happen in a very, you know, specific kind of predictable order. And we won, as I mentioned. So I knocked out his Machop, took the last prize, and that's the game. So basically, this is how the Pokemon trading card game is played. It's a game in which you try to knock out as many of your opponent's Pokemon as possible, as many as their prizes. If you don't understand it, we'll talk to Sam. But luckily for you all in the audience, you have me. I can explain all of this because I used to play Pokemon in the game back in the day when these were the cards. So I think now we can kind of just walk around. Let's build your deck. Oh, right. And then so, okay. And then for those who don't know, again, like the part of the let's select the deck I want. Squirrel and Friends, because there's a deck in this format in this early game called Rain Dance. And actually, so let's select no, just so you can see the list again. So they kind of start you off with the same starters, right? Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. So we're gonna do, oh shoot, Squirtle. Yes, that's what I want. So they give you the same like starter Pokemon. And anyway, but there's a really good deck in this called Rain Dance, the Rain Dance deck. Let's see. So anyway, so the way the decks work, for those who don't know, right, is that you build your own deck. You know, open your Pokemon card packs and build a deck based on those cards. And part of the fun of like the game is just building your decks, because like there's creativity and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's see. we're going to go to the fire. So I'm going, this is kind of a cheap shot, but we're going to the fire gym because I know we got a Squirtle. What is he asking? I can't believe it. You legendary Pokemon cards. Inherit the legendary Pokemon cards. You must defeat 8 Club Masters. Oh, wow. So you got to get 8 medals, just like in the Pokemon. So you got to. So basically, the concept of this is that there's like Pokemon clubs, and they all have, you know, they're basically like the gyms, right? There's 8 of them. They each have a different type, and you have to go beat all of them, and then become the Pokemon master of the trading card game. So I went to the fire one. This is kind of a cheap shot because I know that I have this Squirtle deck. Let's take a look at what's in here. So you can see up here is the, you can see up here is the typing. Even the controls on this are kind of weird. Like you, yeah, there you go. So Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, a lot, and just like a ton of water Pokemon. So that's really good. Gonna be like 25 energies. That's a lot of energies. Just FYI. Fighting and Psychic, so there are all kinds of Pokemon. So it's really hard to build deck with 3 different types in it, and you know, so they start you off with this deck. It's like an intro deck, so you know, it's probably not very good. But anyway, so let's go ahead and play this deck. I went to, I think I keep getting cutting myself off. But the reason I went to the Fire Club is because I have this water deck, and just like in the other video games, like fire Pokemon are weak to water Pokemon, there's weaknesses in the trading card game. So like my water Pokemon will do twice as much damage to like most fire Pokemon. No basic Pokemon in John's hand. So, and this is one thing that's different, even for people who play like today. Like if you draw no basics, ooh, that's, yeah, so there's a Hitmonchan that's really good. Oh, wow. So this, see, this is what's difficult, is that I have a Hitmonchan, which needs fighting energy. I have a Squirtle, which needs water energy, and all I have in my hand are a bunch of psychic energies, and like, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do not know what I want to play first. I guess I'll play the Hitmonchan. I don't know. Kind of want to save the Squirtle because it could be really deadly if I get the right stuff, but I might not get the right stuff. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so most Pokemon are going to be weak to water. Oh, but what I was saying before is if you ever get a hand without basics, like you can only put basics out to start. You can't like put a Charizard right on your bench. You have to start off with basics. And so if you don't draw any basics, you can't start the game, and you normally have to shuffle your hand back in your deck and draw a new hand. Man, oh gosh, that's unfortunate that I got a water energy. So I put Hitmonchan out. So I might just lose this battle because of luck. I just got a hand that is pretty unplayable. But anyway, so what I was saying is that if you draw your 7 cards, you don't have a basic, you have to shuffle your hand back into your deck and draw a new hand of 7. You used to be able to do that, like back, when I say used to, back in like 1998 Pokemon, you could do that as many times as you needed until you got a basic Pokemon. But today, if you're playing the modern game, every time you do that, every time you have to shuffle your hand back, you get a penalty, which is your opponent can draw an extra card. So, but, you know, just again, a little like difference between the games. Also, you can attack on your first turn. Today, like in the modern game, you cannot attack right like in the first turn. So I have this Hitmonchan that has a 1 energy attack called Jab, but if I went first, I could attack. But like in today's game, if you go first, you cannot attack during your first turn. Well, I'm glad I got another water Pokemon because I'll be able to follow up. So this is like, it's good that I have all these like evolutions in my hand, but I'm just getting wrecked as far as like energies go. And the problem with this is a lot of the normal, so Tauros is a normal Pokemon, and a lot of the normal Pokemon are weak to Psychic, and I have this Abra that I just drew that I put on my bench, and I know that even if I evolve it, it'll do 50 damage, but the resistance that Tauros has to it is minus 30. So that'll be difficult. Anyway, let's draw. Okay, there's a water energy. So we're going to put this on Lapras. Now, I'd normally put it on Squirtle if I had a War Turtle in my hand, but I don't have a War Turtle in my hand. So I could really use a Paralysis right now. No, I think I'm going to lose this battle because luck is just not on my side here. This is pretty brutal. This is pretty brutal. Yikes, 30 damage, okay. So this is gonna hurt pretty bad. Water energy again. Put it on Lapras. And we're gonna attack with Bubble, hopefully paralyze the Tauros. There we go, we really needed that. That would have been terrible if Tauros was not paralyzed there. Finish the turn without attacking, and then between turns, the paralysis wears off. Alright, so here we go. Rattata. I could still use another paralysis. Probably gonna have to play this battle again, just because we got such an awful hand to start out with. But anyway, we'll do what we can, see how we do. It's a fun game either way. Sometimes that's how it is. I mean, you know, you just get, it's like anything else. Poker, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, like you get a bad hand and there's like not much you can do about it. If you get a really bad hand, yeah, this is just like terrible. I'm not getting the energies I need. I'm getting all these other Pokemon. And now again, like if I built my own deck, I would take a lot more responsibility for this, because it's like, well, that means my deck is bad. If I just keep getting bad cards, I need to put more cards in it that let me draw more cards or things like that. But you know, I got this pre-constructed deck from, you know, whatever that guy is in that starter thing. So I'm kind of dealing with that. I think I'm actually going to retreat and take the knockout. So Squirtle takes 1 energy to retreat because of its retreat cost. And I'm going to bring out the Lapras. I think Lapras, I'm going to do a check. My in-play area. Lapras, Water Gun. I think I'm going to use that Water Gun. It does 10 damage plus 10 damage for each water energy attached to Lapras, but not used to pay. So basically, it does 10 damage if you have 1 water energy. It'll do 20. If you have 2 water energies, it'll do 30. So I want to just knock this Tauros out, because I think this Tauros is going to be a real problem if I let it just hang around. So there we go. I do 20 damage to it, knock it out, and take my prize. I'll draw 1 prize card. Yes, I certainly will. And again, like a really bad prize. I just drew Dugong. Dugong evolves from Seal. I don't have a Seal anywhere in my hand, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But and he's gonna knock out my Squirtle. Oh, this is very bad. Dodrio, I think, yeah, Rage does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on Dodrio, which means like the more damage I do to it, the more damage he's gonna do to me, which is tough. Very tough. How does this, I forget, I think Abra has, I wish I could check these Pokemon, like what they do. Oh, Bill, we need that, okay. I need an energy here. Psychic energy, yes, and I'm pretty sure, oh, shoot. So I think he's just gonna knock me out. So what I wanna do is evolve. I think what I can do is evolve him into Kadabra. Kadabra has a 3 energy attack that does 50 damage. Now, unfortunately, if I do 50 damage to him, he's then going to turn around and do Rage, which is going to do 10 damage plus 10 extra damage for every damage counter on him, so he's going to do 60 damage and knock me out. But I really want to get rid of this Dodrio, because Dodrio is going to be bad news bears for sure. And there's the 60 damage, so that hurts. He's going to draw another prize. I can't afford to mess up from here, but luckily I will take the knockout, and that'll be that. Water energy, that also helps. So he's going to play the Tauros. I gotta not mess up. I was really afraid I was gonna click the wrong attack. That'll do 30 damage. The problem is I have 3 prizes left to take, so I have to kill 3 of his Pokemon before he can take 1 of mine, which is not looking great. Odds are slim, so it's going to do 20 damage plus 10 more damage. I think he's going to do 50 damage next time, so I think he has the same thing where, like, it'll do 10 damage. So what do I have on the bench? I have a Rattata and a Geodude, and then I have a Staryu and a Ghastly in my hand. And, like, just the way, like, none of these... Oh, I guess the Haunter can evolve from the Ghastly. What does this do? Hypnosis and Dream Eater, right? And then you can only use it if the defending Pokemon is asleep. So I think, anyway, and then we also have to check in play area. What does this do? Stomp, and then Rampage does 20 damage with 10 more damage for each damage counter on Tauros. So if he uses that next turn with 30 damage on him, he's going to do 50 to me. Ooh, this is tough. This is very tough. I think I'll put Staryu on the bench and attach a water energy to it. I'm trying to think if I want to do... No, I don't think there's a good... I'm probably going to lose, because he's going to have Pokemon come out and then knock me out on the crackback. Oof. Computer search. Computer search is one of the best trainers in the game. It lets you search your deck for any card. Literally any card in your whole deck. You can take out your best card and put it right to your hand. You just have to drop 2 cards. Oh, so he did not have the energy to use Rampage. So that's good. So the only way he's going to knock me out is if he does 30 damage to me next turn, which I think is fairly unlikely. So he's a Tauros. He's another Tauros on the bench. He's got a Cubone and a Rattata. This is not looking good, folks. We are probably going to lose this game. We'll try it, though. We'll see how we do. I think he's, with his Tauros, he's basically up. Whole game is up to a coin flip. Cubone. Why is he putting out the Cubone? Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Okay, so my only shot here, I also probably think the AI here is just bad. That's probably part of the reason why I'm going to win this. It's still not guaranteed that I'm going to win this. My only shot is the reason I attached a fighting energy to Seal is because I think Dugong has an attack where, yeah, so Aurora Beam is water, and a Colorless. So what I'm going to do is actually try to confuse Cubone. What I want to happen is he gets stuck in the active position. So with confusion, when you try to retreat, you have to flip a coin, and if tails, you can't retreat. So that's what I'm banking on here, is that he tries to retreat into RK9. He can't. Gets stuck out in the active position. And, oh, okay. So I guess that's not relevant. So he didn't even try to retreat. I think the oh my god. Ugh. For those who don't know what Professor Oak does, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. I could have used that so much longer ago. So really, I probably should have lost this battle. Like this, that was just, the way this computer ended this game was very bad. There's no reason that this computer should have lost the game. And I think the AI in this game was not very good. So we'll win the game, and we'll get through the this gym, or whatever, like dojo, or fighting. I think it's club. I think they call them clubs. And then you get a booster pack. Evolution. Wow. Little do they know, like 20 years after making this game, we're going to release XY evolutions. And Geodude is not an evolution. Cool. Okay, so we got Fire Energy and another Evolutions pack. Yeah, so this has nothing to do with the evolutions in XY evolutions. This is everything to do with just like, these random... They basically took all the cards that were available. Like the evolution pack that you just saw here is not a real pack at the time. It was literally just like random cards from Jungle, Base Set, and Fossil, like randomly assorted into different packs. There's probably like, I don't know, 6 or 7 different booster packs in this game. I think like Evolutions, like Laboratory, I think it's called, or something like that. So a bunch of different things, but yeah, they're just kind of like random groupings of cards. They're not really. Okay, so we have a Goldeen and a Seeking in my hand, which is good. So this hand's a lot better right off the bat. So I'm gonna put Goldeen in the active. I'll put, let's see, Seeking. I'm not gonna put anything on the bench. If he was playing an electric deck, I might, because what could happen is like he could just one-hit KO me if he had the right opening, and then I would lose. So if you take all your prizes, you win, but also if you run out of Pokemon, you lose. So in my case, like I only put one Pokemon out in play. So if he knocked that out, I would lose, even though I have other Pokemon in my hand. Okay, so here's the good part. So again, if I go and check the Growlithe, Flare does 20 damage, but you'll see the weakness down there is water. So that means all of my attacks are going to do twice as much damage. So I can't evolve Goldeen the first turn it comes out. So like if I tried to evolve it into Seeking, you cannot evolve a Pokemon in the same turn it was placed. So again, I'm just doing some of these rules for people maybe who haven't played the game before. But again, I'll speed it up as we go along, and especially in future live streams. So. Keep going. Put a Squirtle on. I don't really care. You can keep stuff. Generally, it's like good to keep things in your hand as long as you're not like at immediate risk of your active Pokemon getting knocked out. Because what can happen is like if you have stuff on your bench, there's this card called Gust of Wind that your opponent can switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, and that's a bad thing. Like you don't want to do that, because then they could drag out something that they can just knock out immediately, and then you just have you basically just gave up a Pokemon. So I just drew a Fighting Energy. I guess I don't really even want to. I think I can win this battle with literally just Seeking. I could attach the Fighting Energy to Seeking and use Waterfall, or I can put the Geodude on the bench. Scoop up, okay. Oh, so I'm definitely going to attach the Fighting Energy to Seeking, because Charmander is weak to water. So if I can do 30 damage to it, the weakness will double that to 60, and I'm going to knock out Charmander in one hit, which is great. Again, I'm not super desperate to put anything on the bench, so I'm not. I'm going to use Waterfall. Like it says there, it does 30, but Charmander is weak, so it'll do 60 and take the knockout right there, which is awesome. Draw one prize, and it's a Rattata. And those prizes are all face down, right? So it's like it doesn't matter which one you pick. It's totally random. Magmar is going to be the same thing. So he'll do Fire Punch, do 30, pretty good. So this is where I'll probably put a Pokemon on the bench, because I'm a little bit afraid. You know, my Seeking now only has 30 HP left. I would be a little nervous if I was in a position where I don't have any bench Pokemon. So again, it's annoying because so Starmie, but I don't have a Staryu. So I'll probably just put a Squirtle on my bench. I will attach a Water Energy to it. I want to start getting charged up, because if I draw a Wartortle, I want to evolve it into Wartortle. Wartortle has an attack for 40 damage called Bite. I think it's Bite. But it takes 3 energy. So I want to start charging it up, and you can only attach 1 energy per turn. There's a Hitmonchan. And because I didn't even take my last prize, but again, that's what I was saying. He doesn't have any more Pokemon out, so he loses, and I win. So there we go. Whoa, I lost. Here's your booster pack. So Coliseum, there's another set with Pikachu, of course. Let's see what we get in here. Another Hitmonchan, really good. Tangela. I don't know where this art comes from. Like, and that's another interesting thing is there are a few cards. I think this was released. Like a few of these cards were released with this little GB logo. I think some of these cards were released with the Game Boy game in Japan. So some of these cards, like, I don't think have been released at all in English. And this was the promo. This Meowth, actually, I think was the promo that came with the game in English. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, so just little fun facts. I like to give some fun facts along the way to kind of share some history about the game and stuff. So let's see. I'm going to put that... Oops. Oh, no. Did I... I'm not going to duel him again. Why are you being so cold? Come on, catch the fever. Okay, so I'm actually going to go and add that Hitmonchan that we just pulled out of this pack into this deck. So again, like long term, I want to pull out some of these like other types, because again, it's not good to just have a bunch of types in your deck. But I mean, we don't have a lot of choice now because we're dealing with a very small pool of cards. So I'm just looking like what makes the most sense to take out. Having like one each is never good, like Star U and Star Me, because that means like if Star U is face down in your prizes and you have Star Me in your hand, like you can't do anything with it. Let's see, so what else did we get? Energy Retrieval, that's pretty good. Let's take out... I also want to just take out the number of, like, reduce the number of types that are in this deck. Maybe I'll split it ultimately between, I don't know, a couple different types. Meowth, perfect. That doesn't need to be in here. There's no reason a Meowth needs to be in here. So I'm going to add that extra Hitmonchan. Yeah, and I think we'll go with that. Professor Oak. Save it. Oops, save. Yes, save. There we go. And let's go ahead and play this guy. So there's only 3 people. So, but you know, you can see it's the same as like the Pokemon, you know, the regular games. Wait, did I say no to this guy? Come on, say fire. Pokemon, okay. Would you like to duel Jonathan? Yes. 4 prize match. Here we go. Fire Pokemon. Okay. So I think all these guys have like 4 prizes, and then when you face the gym leader, it's like 6. Then you play, which is the normal format. You play 6. Oh, and he has Pidgeot in his deck, which means he has flying Pokemon like Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot. Problem is that they resist fighting types, and I drew a fighting type. Sorry, great. That's not good. So I'm going to do like no damage to this guy. So I'm probably going to just let Geodude get knocked out and charge up Pokemon on my bench. That's probably the strategy first. I'm nervous to see what he has out in play. Yeah, he's got a Pidgey. So basically my Geodude is going to do nothing to him at all. Psychic Energy and an Abra. That's not bad. I'm just going to go ahead and start charging up the Abra and hope I get that Kadabra. And done. That is all I'm going to do. Just assume that my Geodude is going to get knocked out. Oh, that's really bad. So he's dragging out my Abra, which I really do not want, because the Abra only has 30 HP. And I have a handful of energies, which is basically just like a handful of stuff I can't do anything with. I'm going to put another Psychic on it to get ready for that Kadabra. And I'm just going to hope I can paralyze. That's like my only move here. Yeah, okay. Now the problem is, the way paralysis works is that if you evolve, the paralysis wears off. So if he has a Pidgeotto in his hand, yep. Paralysis wears off. Yep. Whirlwind, same thing, but does 20 damage. I'm gonna lose this. There's no chance that I have beating this Pidgeotto. This is really bad. Oh my god, and I keep getting these horrible, horrible hands. I don't know. There's no, even a terrible AI could beat me. I think Geodude has an attack called Barrage, or like Stone Barrage. 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And this is also one of these things where it's like, does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon chosen at random. Like, that's never a mechanic that happens in the real card game, because it's hard to choose your opponent's Pokemon at random, right? I have 2 Pokemon, so you could, like, flip a coin, but then, like, if you have 4 Pokemon, you need to carry around, like, a 4-sided dice, and not many people have that. If you had 5 Pokemon in play, you need to carry around a 5-sided die. I don't think I've ever even seen a 5-sided die. But, yeah, you know, if he does and does 30 damage to the Abra, it gets knocked out. That was the only shot I had at winning this game. And now I just have this Geodude. We can try. So Pokeball is just flip a coin. If heads, I put a Pokemon card into my hand, and if tails, oh well, nothing. So this will drag out the battle a little bit, I guess, but that's all it'll do. It'll just drag things out. I'm gonna go for Lapras just because it has the most HP. That's like the only remote shot I have it winning or not dying immediately, I guess is how I would describe it. Not dying immediately. Yeah, that's about it. And then is this? Oh, and you need 2 water energies for that. Confuse Ray. Oh, I do have another water energy in my hand. That's good. You know what I could do? I could try to, like, I'm gonna hold on to that item finder, but basically what I could do, so I already attached an energy this turn, I think, right? Yeah, you may only have 1 energy card per turn. Yep. So I'm just gonna use Water Gun. I could use item finder. What item finder does is let me discard 2 cards from my hand and then bring back a trainer from my discard pile, and then I can play it again. So I can bring back the Pokeball. Then I'm up to a coin flip. I have to cross my fingers and hope I win the coin flip. That's actually a good thing. I'm glad they did 30 damage to my Geodude on the bench, because Lapras is the thing that's gonna, wouldn't say win me the game, but it'll has the best chance of me, again, not like losing immediately. And again, confusion is extremely powerful in this game. So, didn't get it. But if we do confuse him, basically, as I said, I think in a previous battle, is every time they try to retreat, they have to flip a coin, and if tails, they can't retreat. And also when they attack, same thing, they have to flip a coin, and if tails, not only does the attack not happen, they do 20 damage to themselves. So that's fine. Let it do 30 damage to my Geodude. He takes the prize, which is dangerous, but I'm okay with that. I just do not want to. Okay, that was. But this is tricky because I don't. I really want to use that Dugong, but I don't have any water energy in my hand. So I'm gonna hold out a little bit longer and just hope I can confuse this Pidgey. That's really good. Okay, so still unlikely that I'm gonna win, but with the confusion, it's not impossible. If he gets a tails, oh, that hurts. Oh, energy removal hurts really bad in this case. If he gets a tails, there we go. Okay, so I get another. If I get another water energy, I can do water gun for 20. What I was hoping is that I'd still have the water energy. I could do water gun for 20, and again, I got a Squirtle, so I could search my deck for War Turtle, but I don't have any water energy, so oh well. And yeah, now I don't even have any. Does it have to be water energy for? Yeah, it does 10 damage plus 10 more damage for each water energy. So even if I attach another energy, water gun's still only going to do 10. So Pidgeot's probably going to, unless they get another tails for confusion, Pidgeot's probably going to do an, oh gosh, that's really bad. I think RK9 has an attack that does like 50 damage. And so, oh, he retreated it. Oh, I thought he was just trying to attack. Yeah, so I think, yeah, so that's really bad. 50 damage, that's, but the good part is that, okay, so Seal, what do we have? So we have Hitmonchan. So I can put that on my bench, but he's only got 2 prizes left. I mean, so Hitmonchan will do like 20 damage. I'm gonna do 20 damage with Lapras. Now I think, let's see, so if he draws another fire energy, he's going to attach it to RK9. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to win this. Not a chance. Because, I mean, he's got an RK9, he's got the Pidgeot on the bench. I think what I have to do is just go around this like little town thing that they have. And, well, I guess a potion is not bad to have, but it won't really matter, actually. I'm going to attach another energy to Hitmonchan in the off chance. So, Special Punch, I can do Fighting Colorless. Or Fighting like anything. So I can do, if I happen to draw Fighting Energy next turn, I'll be ready to use Special Punch, do 50 and knock it out. But again, it doesn't matter. Because he'll just knock me out with a Pidgeot next turn. He's only got one prize left, so he has to do one more knockout. Oh, I could have used that. Can I? Oh, I don't think you can surrender in this game. It just, so we know he's going to just do Flamethrower and knock me out. So there's our first L for the for this live stream. We'll see how we do. Let me know what y'all think of the live stream. Put some comments in the comment box thing, chat, whatever it's called. We talk about it. Let me know your thoughts on my Pokemon card skills. Anyway, so there we go. There's our first loss. So basically what I think we have to do is just kind of go around and get more like packs. So every time you win, you get more packs. I don't think I can just battle this guy. I think I have to go collect more cards. Okay, so I guess you just have to collect more cards. That's the answer. So that guy was really hard because he had those flying Pokemon which are resistant to like Hitmonchan. I don't want to go to Lightning Club because my water Pokemon are going to be weak to lightning. Water Club, that should be okay. I think Science Club is all like poison and psychic Pokemon, like mostly poison Pokemon. Water Club should be okay. I think we're all going to be neutral to each other. Like, unlike in the game, unlike in the like regular games, same type doesn't tend to like be resistant again. So like water Pokemon are not resistant to other water Pokemon. Anyway, let's see how we do here. Get a couple more packs, and that should hopefully be more helpful. And then you can battle the gym leaders. And again, like we really just have to like really just have to get more cards so we can build better decks, because it'll always be kind of these games are always going to be a little grindy to start out with, right? Like you're just, oh, these are only 3 prize games. Ooh, we're gonna lose. So double colorless energy is what it sounds like. It provides 2 energy. Oh, that's really bad too. That's really bad because Jigglypuff is resistant to, oh my god, I just misplayed. Okay. Oh wow, I just misplayed. So we're not gonna win this. So double colorless energy is what it provides 2 energy. It only provides those colorless types, those little like star types. So it won't provide anything else. Like it won't provide another type. But if you have like a normal Pokemon that needs 2 colorless energy, like bang, you just power it up like twice as fast, and it's just really brutal to play against. So again, like we're in this weird position where the only shot I have at winning this, or not even winning, the only shot I have at continuing this battle is paralysis, which we got. Okay, so maybe we'll just keep paralyzing this Jigglypuff. So yeah, fine. Finish the turn without attack. And it looks like, I think it just said that attached a colorless energy to Jigglypuff, which means it's not this Jigglypuff. There's another one on the bench. So we have another thing that's just going to come out and keep doing 20 damage to me. So obviously I only have 20 HP left. And that's it. Game over. GG. So you're just going to crack back for 20. Knock out the Squirtle. Now if I drew a Hitmonchan, that would turn this whole thing around. So I guess I shouldn't say it's like totally over. But okay. I could prolong this game. I'll use my potion to cure my Abra of 20 damage, and then I'll use Psyshock. So again, Psyshock, it'll do no damage because it only does 10 damage. Jigglypuff is resistant to Psychic, so it'll do 0, but it's paralyzed. So that's just one more turn. Again, if I can just get a Hitmonchan, total game changer. But it's not looking like that is in the cards. Ha, get it. Bill, okay, if we can just draw this Hitmonchan, that's all we need is a Hitmonchan. There it is. Okay, we are back in the game, hanging on by the skin of our teeth. Is that oh no. And now we don't have any fighting energies. Okay, so we're not there yet. We need to get the fighting energy. We need to get the fighting energy. Not paralyzed, which is bad. It's going to be worse if this evolves into Wigglytuff, because Wigglytuff has an attack that oh, that's really bad. Why does she have Scyther? Scyther is a grass Pokemon. This is the Water Gym. You're not supposed to have a Scyther. Scyther is one of the best cards in the format. There was a deck called the Haymaker deck. Okay, so maybe I'll draw a fighting energy with Professor Oak. I'm just thinking, no, I want to, if I get the fighting energy, I want to attach that. And so that Scyther was like the center of that, one of the centers of that deck, which was just super good. But anyway, so the problem with Scyther is that he's resistant to fighting, which is really bad because now so like Hitmonchan is fighting, and he's going to be super duper effective against this Jigglypuff that is weak to fighting, but then he's going to bring out the Scyther, which is resistant to him. So it's like I can't win. So this was a bad choice to go for this next, challenge. I should not have gone to this gym. I think the attack that Poliwag has is pretty harmless. Yeah, it'll do 10 damage. And no effects, no paralysis or anything. So we'll see. And then I can knock this Poliwag out in 2 hits as long as it doesn't, do anything to me. Like paralyze me or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and attach Water Energy. I want to start getting this Lapras charged up. So we could win this. I mean, it's not... I'd say it's... no, I'd say actually we're probably winning now because now I have 20 damage on this Poliwag. And yeah, that's what I was afraid of. And it's probably going to do at least 50 damage. So it does 10 damage plus 10 damage for each bench on the card on the bench. I think he has at least 4... Oh, I guess he only has 2 Pokemon, the Scyther and the Poliwag. Oh, okay. Well, I'm okay being wrong like that. Yeah, okay, we're gonna win this. We got this now. We got it. So I'm gonna do, actually, we might not. No, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the Hitmonchan on the bench. He's gonna knock out this Hitmonchan. Because the thing is, I didn't want to attach my last fighting energy to this Hitmonchan and then lose it. Because I do also have another Hitmonchan. I figured I wanted to let this one get knocked. Because if I attach another fighting energy and then he just knocked me out, which is going to be the case, right? If I just attach another fighting energy right there, he knocked me out. And then I was afraid, like, if he brings in the Scyther, then I would literally just have to discard those energies. There's a lot kind of going on in the back of my head. So Hitmonchan's got a retreat cost of 2, so if I wanted to retreat him, if my opponent brings out the Scyther, I would want to get rid of Hitmonchan, because Hitmonchan is only going to do 10 damage at a time to Scyther, even with his 40 damage attack. So here's how we're going to play this. So we're going to put a Fighting Energy on Hitmonchan and take the knockout here. That'll do 40 damage, 20 times 2 is 40. Knock out the Wigglytuff and take my prize. Now, the problem is, again, he has a Scyther on the bench, which I can do no damage to at all. Yep, and that's what I was afraid of. Now, it does only... yeah, okay. I was going to say it only has a Grass Energy, but then these double Colorless Energy charged up really quick, so that can be a big problem. And we're just getting all these Fighting Energies. Darn. So, I'm thinking how I want to play this. I think I want to scoop up the Hitmonchan. And I'm just going to start like charging up all of my other Pokemon. Like especially this Abra, because if I draw the and I want to try to confuse the Scyther too. Good, that's going to help a lot. If I happen to draw the Kadabra, that's going to be a game changer. Now, I don't think, as far as retreating goes, I don't think Poliwag. Oh, right, Poliwag. Okay. As far as retreating goes, I don't think it really has an effect on Scyther because his retreat is zero retreat cost. And I think in this older version of the game, you can retreat as many times per turn as you want. In a new game, you can only retreat once per turn. But yeah, in the older version of the game, you could retreat as many times as you want. So if I get a heads here, perfect. So we got it. We got it. I can just search for the Kadabra. Please don't tell me I don't have. Okay, so this means that the Kadabra is my last prize card. My one card that is prized is that Kadabra. That is very, 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 very unfortunate. That is frustrating. Okay, so I'm gonna just put another... gosh, how do we do this? So, Scyther Slash does 20 damage. I'm just trying to work out the math here. I think what we do is take the Staryu, which I think I already have in my hand. Oh gosh, this makes it super hard. I just want something that does 20 damage on my bench, which might just be the Rattata. Well, I could take the War Turtle. I think I have a Squirtle. Unfortunately, I can't check what I have, which is really annoying. But yeah, I needed that Kadabra, and of course it's in my... There are no Pokemon. Yeah, so that's annoying. I can't check what I have. So... yeah, this is looking pretty tough. Headbutt takes a water energy. I'm just thinking like I need to stall out. Basically the way this is going to work is like I just need to do 10 damage at a time, 20, whatever I'm doing, 10 or 20 damage at a time, while also basically like do 10 or 20 damage at a time and then like retreat out right before I get knocked out, because if he knocks out another Pokemon, I lose. Because he's going to take his last prize. So if he gets a Tails here, though, perfect. Okay, we're good. So he's going to do 20 damage to himself. So this is, again, a very close game. Kind of the AI isn't great, but we narrowed it down pretty good. And I swear we're gonna do Water Gun, take 20 damage. I'm going to take my last prize, and watch. It's going to be that Kadabra, and I'm going to be so mad. Because if we just had the Kadabra, like... literally this game, the outcome of this game was based on that coin flip there. There it is. That's the Kadabra we needed. So and that's always the hard thing about Pokemon, or like, it's not hard, it's just annoying luck thing. It's like, if that card that you need is in your prizes, there's like no way to get it. Like, there's some cards that like you can like trade a prize card for the card in your hand, so you like replace your prize with it. You end up with the same number of prizes. There's another booster pack with Articuno on it, but like nobody ever plays those cards. So. And unfortunately, none of these are really what we need. Shelder. Lickitung isn't bad. It's just a really big Pokemon. It has 90 HP. I actually might put that in. Ooh, Lapras. That's great. That is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. Losing kind of destroys the something, whatever. Okay, so deck. Modified deck. I'm going to go put in a Lickitung. Yep. And the Lapras that we saw. And I might just... I feel bad. I don't want to... Oops. Abra, I want to take out these... We just don't need Haunter and Ghastly. And do we have... Energy Retrieval is probably not bad to have in there. We have another Pokeball. Interesting. Revive. Could be interesting. But yeah, basically I'm trying to get some of this. Again, like, you don't want a bunch of different types in your decks, generally speaking. What kind of electrics do we have? Pikachu, Magnemite, Magneton. Okay, Electabuzz. What I'm doing now is also thinking, like, a lot of the whenever you're like getting into the game, there's a lot of normal Pokemon, again, because normal Pokemon tend to have a lot of these attacks. Oops. Normal Pokemon have a lot of these attacks that, you know, if I look into them, they have those colorless energies, so they can use any energies to use their attacks. So generally, there's like a lot of colorless Pokemon that your opponents are going to have. The problem is colorless Pokemon have a resistance. Flying colorless Pokemon have a resistance to fighting, and then other colorless, like the non-Pidgeotto, have a resistance to Psychic. So I really don't want Psychic and Fighting to start. Like, that's the worst thing. So I'm trying to get out of that. Maybe I'll switch over to Electric at some point, or Fire or something. But I really, 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 really don't want. Like, those are the worst types, honestly, that I could start out with, frankly. So we'll see how that goes. Let me see. I don't want to. No, I do not want to do that. Actually, and so what I'm. No, diary is what the phrase was for like saving the game back in this game. I don't know why they did that. So you like wrote in your diary and then you save the game. So these are two Pikachus. I'm just thinking maybe it would be better if I just did that right now. I could take out the Abra and the Kadabra. Oh, do I have any lightning energy? Ooh, I only have 4 lightning energies. That's unfortunate. Okay, I was gonna say, oh, but I do have 3 Abras and 2 Kadabras now. I must have gotten more in those packs. So maybe I could do that. I can take out this Machop and the Machop. It's like never good to just have like a one-of like that, because then like what could happen is I draw the Machop and then I don't have a Machop, and then I can't do anything with that. Also, Geodude is really just bad. That's just a bad card. So I kind of want to take that out just because. I might take out Geodude just because it's so bad. The Stone Barrage, it just says flip until you get tails, and it does 10 damage times the number of heads. Now, you could just get like 10 heads in a row, right? But the problem is, like, you usually don't, right? You're going to get like 1 or 2 heads until you get a tails, and then the attack does like 10 or 20 damage. You need 2 energies. It's completely random, so I'm actually going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to put
that'll give me space. So again, I don't think I explained this, but all the decks have to be 60 cards, and that makes this more consistent. So if I don't like the fact that I have all these different types, but the fact that I have like 3 Abras and 2 Kadabras instead of just 2 Abras and 1 Kadabra, it makes it more consistent. So now if one of those Kadabras gets stuck in my prizes again, at least I have another one in my deck. Save this deck. Yes. So I'm going to do one more battle, and then I think we'll call it a night. So I hope you all enjoyed this live stream, and we'll see how we do here. Would you like to duel Sarah? Yes. And so you can see how you like gradually. It's a kind of like a nice way to like see if you like this. If you like maybe if you don't. Maybe if you're the kind of person who plays a lot of the Pokemon card or Pokemon video games, like the regular, not this card game one, and you're thinking, do I want to like try the card game? Well, this might be a good way to like test and see if you like the card game. Obviously, you just buy the game and that's it, right? You don't have to like buy a bunch of cards and 2 prize cards. Did I see that right? Wow, this is gonna be a quick match, which is good because I only have Kadabra, which has 10 HP. This is the worst. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So Dratini is resistant to Psychic, I think, or Fighting. Dratini's one of these weird Pokemon that I forget if he's like kind of takes. He's resistant to Psychic. Okay. So I'm lucky I drew that Hitmonchan. I'm lucky that Abra has 0 retreat cost. That's one of the redeeming things about Abra is it has no retreat cost. So even though a lot of Pokemon are resistant to it, like we just saw, this Dratini is resistant to Psychic. I can go ahead and again, so it's my first turn. I'm going first. It's my first turn, and I can still attack. That's one of the major differences between this game or the older version of the game. You know, what the game used to be in 1998 and the way it is now. If you go first and it's your first turn, you cannot attack. And I'm going to win. He only has 1 Pokemon out in play, and I'm going to knock it out. So if I go check the in-play area, okay, so this one in the top left, I thought that means in the top left, it kind of looks like a little Pikachu icon. I thought that meant he only has 1 Pokemon in play. It means he has 1 Pokemon on bench. So Sarah has this like Dratini in play and then 1 Pokemon on bench, which is fine. I'll be able to knock that out pretty quickly too. I think I'll attach another Fighting Energy to Hitmonchan so I can start using Special Punch. Now again, unfortunately, I have a Seal in my hand and a Seeking, so that's a worthless evolution. Now, if Sarah evolves Poliwag into Poliwhirl, this will take longer, but it doesn't matter. I've got this pretty well because I'm going to do 40. Oh, okay. So Water Gun, that's the end of turn. Attacking automatically ends your turn. You can't do anything after you attack. And so we're going to go ahead and just attach energy. There it is. Let's showboat a little bit. I'm going to evolve my Seal into Dugong just because I can. I'm evil and showboating. Okay, and then we're just going to attack with Special Punch and do 40 damage and knock it out. So I win in 2 ways. Oh no, she did put another Pokemon on the bench. I was going to say, if I knocked out her last Pokemon, I win like that, but I'm also going to take my last prize. This is only a 2 prize. I don't know why this is a 2 prize game, but it is. So that's always a good way. Like, that's kind of one of the nice things about Pokemon is you can always make the game longer or shorter based on the number of prizes. If you you maybe only want to play like a 5-minute game. If you play with like 2 or 3 prizes, it'll be real quick. Whereas, well, you can do the same thing with Magic the Gathering, right? You can play with 10 life instead of 20 life. You can do the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you play with 4,000 life points instead of 8,000. There's another Abra, that's good. Another Professor Oak, that's a game changer. Machop, that's good. Okay, so we got stuff to work with. A Magnemite, so I can convert this into an electric deck. Staryu, that's good. So there's some good stuff in here. Okay, so I'm definitely going to use this. I'm probably going to use a Dugong. I'm going to use a lot of this stuff. I got a Staryu, a Dugong. Okay, cool. And that Professor Oak is absolutely going in my deck, no question. Kangaskhan, nice. Kangaskhan is real good. Abra, cool. Charmander, Pikachu, okay, nice. I guess I have to practice more to improve my Pokemon card game. Okay, let's modify this deck. So that's going to be the last battle I play tonight. But I do want to modify the deck so I don't forget. Professor Oak, best card in the game. Absolutely going to do that. Pokeball, I'm going to take that out. Ooh, it's just risky. I don't like that. I don't like the chance. I like, it's always, you know, you play for consistency, so you don't want to play where it's like everything's random, up in the air, nobody knows. Seal and Dugong. What I'm thinking about, oh, good. Staryu and Starmie. 2 Lapras. We definitely want to keep those Lapras. I'd love to play the Gyarados, but we don't have a, I'm thinking I'll take out Goldeen and Seeking and just put in 2 Staryu and 2 Starmie. Again, because it's just, you don't want to split things up like this, right? It's always good. The more copies you have a card in your deck, the more consistent it's going to be. 2 Seals, a Dugong, Blastoise, Wartortle. I guess I could put in another Wartortle. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to just take out the Machop and the Machop. So the only fighting Pokemon I'm going to play is Hitmonchan, because Hitmonchan is just really good. Wartortle, and what else did I want to do? I could put in another Dugong. Oh, no, more importantly, I want to put in the Kangaskhan. There we go. I think I'm going to move my energies. What do I have energy-wise? So now I only have Hitmonchan. I could probably back... Oh, and I only have Abra and Kadabra. I should probably take... So I'll only ever need 2 Psychic Energies. So I have 2 Kadabras. So 4 total Psychic Energies is like the most. I'm going to back that down to 6. And I'm going to put in more Water Energies. I guess I'll leave in 2 Fighting Energies. Okay, so there's the deck. You know, you're always kind of balancing like how many Pokemon of the different types and making sure you have the right number of energies for that type. Save that deck, and yeah, I think that's about it for the night. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments, in the chat, whatever you want to do. I'm going to save the game. So technically, I could do... oh, and there's... I didn't even realize album. My album. So you're not collecting Pokemon in this game. You're just collecting all the cards, and you can tell it's a very small pool of cards. 226 cards in the entire game, which I guess is more than there were Pokemon in the first game anyway. I'll keep a diary, but again, it doesn't matter because with these emulators, it just, you save it like differently. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. I hope you all enjoyed that a lot, and we'll pick up from here next time. And that should be good. Again, my name is Befron. I hope you enjoyed the content that you saw today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time. If you like at all what you saw and you want to see more, definitely check out the rest of my channel. I have all kinds of like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering content, mostly in the physical like card space. So this is kind of unique, doing like a live stream of a video game like this. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about the game. Tell me if you want to see more like this. Should be a good time. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Now, this is the part of the stream where I don't really know if I'm still streaming, but I think we're just about done. But you can sign off now if you want, and I'll see you next time.